Hello and welcome to the AI with Arun Show. In this episode, we aren't just talking about a factory. We are talking about the most expensive, complex, and politically significant building project in modern American history. We are looking at Intel Fab 52 in Chandler, Arizona. As of December 2025, this facility is officially the operational heart of a $32 billion expansion. But why does this matter to you? Because for the last 30 years, the brains of your phone, your car, and your computer were mostly made in Asia. Fab 52 is the bet that the United States can bring that power back home. Let's go inside. Here is the big news that dropped on December 19, 2025. Intel announced that their 18A process node has entered high-volume manufacturing. Now, in plain English, high-volume means they aren't just making prototypes in a lab anymore. They are printing these chips for real customers at massive scale. This is the finish line of Intel's crazy ambitious roadmap called 5 nodes in 4 years. A lot of analysts said this was impossible. They said Intel was dead. But with Fab 52 coming online, Intel has technically moved ahead of its competitors in deploying this specific generation of technology on U.S. soil. It's the start of what we call distributed sovereignty, meaning we don't have to rely on just one island for the world's chips. So what makes these 18A chips so special? To understand that, we have to look at the transistors, the tiny switches inside the chip. For the last decade, we used a design called FinFET. Imagine a garden hose that you pinch with a clamp to stop the water. That clamp covered 3 sides of the hose. It worked great until the hose got so tiny that water, or in this case electricity, started leaking out anyway. Fab 52 introduces RibbonFET. Instead of a clamp on 3 sides, RibbonFET wraps the gate around all 4 sides of the channel. It's like a valve that totally surrounds the pipe. This gives perfect control, stopping leaks and allowing the chip to switch faster while using less power. This is the biggest design change in over 10 years. But RibbonFET is only half the story. The real magic at Fab 52 is something called PowerVia. Think of a traditional computer chip like a busy city street. You have power lines, electricity, and cars, data, all fighting for space on the same road. It's a traffic jam. PowerVia changes the game by moving the power lines underground. They deliver electricity from the backside of the silicon wafer, leaving the front side completely open for data transmission. By separating them, we get about a 10% reduction in voltage loss, and the chips can run about 6% faster. Here's the kicker. Intel's main rival, TSMC, isn't expected to have this backside power technology until late 2026. For right now, Intel is the only one doing this at scale. Let's look at the scorecard. How powerful are these chips? Fab 52 is printing chips with a density of roughly 238 million transistors per square millimeter. To give you an idea of scale, that is like taking 2/3 of the US population and fitting them onto a fingernail. Compared to the previous generation, these chips are either 15% faster or use 25% less power. Now, I want to be fair. TSMC's upcoming 2 nanometers node is technically denser, packing more transistors in. But Intel argues that because they have that backside power advantage we just talked about, their chips are actually more efficient for things like AI, which eats power for breakfast. Now, zoom out with me. We aren't just talking about one building. Fab 52 is connected to Fab 42 and Fab 62 to create a mega fab. These 3 buildings operate like one giant organism. They share water, power, and expensive tools. The cleanroom space alone is 550,000 square feet. That's about 10 football fields of pure, dust-free manufacturing. And inside, it's almost entirely automated. Robots fly on tracks attached to the ceiling, carrying wafers in sealed pods called FOUPs. This means the room itself doesn't have to be perfectly sterile, just the pods. It allows the factory to run 24/7 with incredibly high throughput, over 40,000 wafers every single month. This is the comparison everyone wants to see. We have Intel in Chandler and TSMC just down the road in Phoenix. Here is the reality. Intel currently holds the technology lead in America. Fab 52 is making 1.8 nanometers chips today. TSMC's Arizona factory is still making older 4 nanometers and 5 nanometers chips, and they won't bring their best 3 nanometers tech here until 2027. However, TSMC is still the straight-A student when it comes to execution. Their yields, which is how many working chips you get per wafer, are at a stunning 92%. Intel is currently sitting at about 65% to 70%. That's decent for new tech, but they have to get those numbers up to make money. How did this get paid for? This is where the story takes a political twist. Initially, The U.S. government offered Intel about $7.8 billion in grants through the CHIPS Act. But in late 2025, things changed. To make sure Intel had enough cash to finish this massive project, the government converted some of that support into a 9.9% equity stake in the company. That's right. The U.S. government now effectively owns 10% of Intel. It's a partial nationalization. It shows you just how critical Fab 52 is. The government decided this factory was, quote, too important to fail. Why would the government buy 10% of a company? Fab 52 is the home of the secure Enclave. This is a $3 billion program to make chips for the military. We are talking about the processors that go into the F-35 fighter jet, advanced radar, and intelligent satellites. Before this, the U.S. was worried about relying on chips made in Asia for its own defense. If a war broke out in the Pacific, the U.S. military supply chain could have been cut off. Fab 52 fixes that. It is currently the only place on Earth where you can make sub-2 nanometers defense chips on U.S. soil. A chip factory is useless if you can't put the chip into a package, that black square you see on a motherboard. For years, we made chips in the U.S., shipped them to Asia for packaging, and then shipped them back. It was inefficient. But look at this map. Just a short drive from Fab 52, a company called Amkor has built a $7 billion packaging facility. This closes the loop. Now, sand enters the system in Arizona, and a finished, packaged AI processor leaves. This end-to-end supply chain is exactly what companies like Apple and Nvidia have been asking for. So who is actually buying these 18A chips? First, we have Microsoft. They are using Fab 52 to build their Maya AI accelerators. Then we have Amazon AWS, building their AI fabric chips here. But the most interesting one is Nvidia. Nvidia almost exclusively uses TSMC. But recently they invested $5 billion into Intel's foundry infrastructure. Think of this as an insurance policy. Nvidia knows that if geopolitical trouble starts in Taiwan, they need a backup plan. Fab 52 is that backup plan. I know what you're thinking. Wait, they are building a massive, water-hungry factory in the middle of the Arizona desert? It sounds crazy, but Intel has actually turned this into a science. They use a strategy called net positive water. They recycle so much water that they actually return more fresh water to the community than they consume. They treat 9 million gallons of wastewater a day and pump it back into the underground aquifer. So despite being in a drought-prone state, this is one of the most water-efficient factories on the planet. Finally, let's look at what's next. 18A is just the beginning. Intel has already installed a new machine at the Ocotillo campus called the High-NA EUV scanner from ASML. This one machine costs $380 million. It's the size of a double-decker bus. It allows Intel to print features even smaller, down to 1.4 nanometers. Fab 52 is the first commercial site in the world to get this tool. It proves that the U.S. isn't just catching up. In some specific areas, it's looking to retake the lead. Fab 52 is the physical proof of American technological resilience. Thanks for watching. Please consider becoming a member. You will see the link in the video description below. And please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun Show. Thank you.